Hey everybody, how's it going out there in Radio Land? Welcome to Rock Up Podcast. Thank you all very much for tuning in to another episode of the Rock Up Podcast. I appreciate it very much. It's been a minute. Been a minute since I talked to you, and some things have been going on. So I was going to do an episode on the 8th. And I came down after work, got everything set up, situated, and the laptop was just being a real Pee-wee Gaskins. So now I got it up and running, and we can do a show, and I'm going to talk about all the fun things that have been going on in our country. I'm going to play some radical tunes for you guys from Withering Shadows, Heresiarchus, I hope I said that right. Who else? Blah blah blah. Scroll down a little. Wolf Skull. I'm gonna play a song from Wolf Skull, Chapels of Gore, and Dave Ingram has a new project called Hellfrost and Fire, and I'm gonna play a little song from that. But before we get started, you know how we all do, how we like to do around here. I got me a shot glass full of my go-to brand Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And as always, for the lost, oh yeah, baby. Little beard chaser. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, I will, hey, I also just got off work, so I'm also kind of eating dinner in the middle of doing this. And I definitely don't want to be chewing in anyone's ear, because I personally hate that shit when people do that. But, fuck man, just got off work. So, I do need to mention my sponsor. I only have one now. Blackbird Tattoo, my constant Blackbird Tattoo and Piercing. 300 South State, Clearfield, Utah. Make an appointment to go there, get tattooed, get pierced, or a facial. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to get my chest worked on a little bit. Yes, to all of our dismay, Anti-All Forever Records is gone the way of the dodo. And thank you, David. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for supporting this podcast and sponsoring this podcast. It was great to work with you and all that. But always forward, man. Always forward. So I had not a podcast. I had a record label years and years ago, and it became a bleeding hemorrhage of money. And I wasn't seeing a lot of return for it, and I wasn't seeing a lot of enthusiasm for it, as far as longevity goes. So I also pulled the plug on that. So it wasn't anywhere near to what Anti-All Forever was, but I understand when a passion of yours, when it's time to call it a day on it, and the sun sets on it, and that can always be a rough one. So love to all the Anti-All Forever supporters, and David, appreciate it, man. And but yeah, don't forget my Blackbird Tattoo and Piercing because they're still there. They're still rocking and rolling. You just got to make an appointment, go in there, get tattooed, get pierced. They also do facials. So, yeah, without further ado, let's play a song from Chapels of Gore, Defleshed Messiah. Before we get too balls deep in the podcast, I do want to just take a second and pay tribute to the Hammer, Mr. Hank Aaron, man who broke Babe Ruth's record. 700 home runs in a fucking career. Half part of that time in the Milwaukee Brewers, the other half Atlanta Braves. But imagine all the bullshit that motherfucker had to go through from 1954 to, what was it, 54 to like 72, 76, something like that. But yeah, man, rest in peace. You made an impact, you made a difference, and you broke a record. So rest in power, man. The Hammer. 21 seasons. Yeah. Goddamn. So let's talk about what happened on the 6th. On the 6th, I mean, obviously, Donald Trump was going through the motions of leaving the White House, and fucking, let's just call a spade. He fucking instigated a riot. A lot of people showed up there in support of him, to have his back, to show their support for him. And with their understanding that he would be with them. He was not. He was not. He incited it, and he let his supporters go hog wild on the fucking the White House, and that was it, man. I mean, he led them to that, but he was nowhere to be seen or found. Any moment he could have put an end to it, but he didn't. And when he made his first little fucking Twitter statement, he incited it more. And as all those establishment rich motherfuckers do. He left all those people out to dry. Listen to my words carefully. I feel that it was completely his fault, and I do not blame the people that showed up because they thought they were showing up for and with him, the leader of the free world, the man who was still president at the time, who was inciting a riot. They showed up for him. He did not show up for them. And he left them high and dry. It's sad and it's shitty. But this is chess, not checkers, motherfucker. Pawns die first. Now I'm going to read something from an organization that was there. And I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm going to read it. Here goes. Unverified, but apparently Trump will pardon the Tiger King. So just a recap. Trump will pardon Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, high-profile Jewish fraudsters, and a circus clown who is Netflix famous. No pardons for the middle-class whites who risked their livelihoods by going to war for Trump. No pardons for the Proud Boys, Max and John, who had the courage to fight Antifa in New York City. No pardon for Enrique Tarrio, who's led this pro-Trump fraternity. Let this be a wake-up call for QAnon followers and normies. No one is coming to save you. No one man can defeat this evil Marxist machine. The only way that we can defeat this is if we completely starve the system of our money and our attention. Build relationships with like-minded men. Build your own villages. Homeschool your children. Completely abandon degenerate pleasures. Return to tradition. So, expressing the overall outrage and abandonment by a man who they were supporting, who they thought was going to be supporting them, and no, he did not at all. So it's sad to see. I respect the passion and the fortitude, but I don't know. I think you got to be a lot more practical about these things and understand the word establishment is something that is established. They are established power, authority. It's that situation of the older brother or older cousin or whatever, a person with a little bit more power than the younger brother or younger cousin, whatever, and them smacking the kid with his own hand, saying, why didn't you hit yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself, right? Well, that's what Trump just did to all those people that showed up and supported him. Why'd you guys do this? You fucking said we were all gonna do it. You said we were all there. You said you were gonna show up and support. You said we were gonna march to the White House. He didn't show up. He did not show up. And I like the ending of that. Build villages, create bonds with like-minded men and women. Because when push comes to shove. As I have always said, Americans care more about other Americans than a person who is a quote unquote leader of these Americans or patriots, what have you. You know, they're just a puppet. They're just a spokesperson. They're just a figurehead. They don't actually know anything. They won't actually show up. They don't go on the battlefield. They talk. And as we've seen before with Trump, and every politician that's ever existed, it's talk. It's a lot of big talk. And no action. The big talk from the dude who won't suffer real repercussions for this because he influenced the actions of people that would show and prove. And I feel bad for those people. I do. But you gotta sit back and watch things and see things and no, I don't know. I've been hard on my conservative listeners because I consider myself a conservative. And it gets frustrating when you try to explain to them what could be misconstrued as kind of a nihilistic point of view, but it's not. It's just trying to influence action and power and inspiration in things that truly matter. Like family, tribe, community. Not in politicians. They're business people. They will fuck you at the drop of a hat. Anyway, you know, I'm with you guys. I voted for the fucker. I did. I didn't want to see Sleepy Joe in the office. But it is what it is. And I'll take the L. And, you know, Brady's on the Buccaneers this year. You know, Vikings didn't make it past the Saints. Wayne Gretzky never played hockey for the Bruins or the fucking Red Wings. You know? Sometimes the good guys don't win. And you know who the good guys are. Those are the guys that will show and prove. And not these fucking assholes who are fucking politicians, professional fucking politicians, and even anti-establishment politicians. They ain't coming to help us. We need to help us. You know, establish alliances and build community. I'm gonna play another song for you. This is Wolf School with the song Satan. was some good old dirty rock and roll, wasn't it? That was fantastic. Wolf Skull. Check them out. So I'm not really sure what's going on with nihilistic noise propaganda, but it looks like they're taking an indefinite hiatus. They still have a couple releases, like the Silver Throne one, but I don't know if they're just reconfiguring their business model or what it is, but yeah, man. I mean, Anti All Forever, what is done, I guess, and Nihilistic Noise is taking a fucking hiatus. And God, man, all these little small businesses just really being affected by whatever it is. I don't even know what it is, but yeah, man, I hate to see it. I hate to see labels like, I don't know, Century Media and Relapse kind of thrive. I mean, even though they put out good stuff, you know, obviously the fucking, what is it, Incantations on Relapse, you know, that, but, and I'm sure they have you know, a bunch of releases that are really good, but still, man, it just sucks to see the small guys, the little record labels kind of have to shut down for, you know, whatever reasons. And the reasons are usually related to money, you know. But did you guys notice that Nihilistic Noise said they're going to be doing a kind of a hiatus, indefinite hiatus, I think is what it said. That's kind of disheartening. But in other news, I got my fat ass back to the gym after my little 3-week cleanse. That 3-week master cleanse I did, it was pretty wild. It was 3 days, and I don't know if you guys watched the videos or not, but it was 3 days of me drinking that, the lemon, I guess some people call it the lemonade cleanse, but it was just called the master cleanse. It's like lemonade, cayenne pepper, distilled water, filtered water. What else is in that fucking thing? And you drink it like drink a gallon of it a day. And that's all you had for 3 days. Lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and water. And I went from 212 to, let's see, 212 to like 203. And so because of that, I got my ass back in the gym, started doing some weightlifting. And it's funny because last week at work was really slow, so we were getting kicked out early. So I packed a gym bag. So maybe, you know, if I get kicked out at like 8 or 9, I'd go to the gym for a little bit. Well, this week we've been fucking busy. So I got everything ready. I got my gym clothes. I got, you know, my little headphones charged up. I got all my shit in my gym bag, in my car, ready to go. I just have to get off early, but I haven't gotten off early any night this week. So that's alright. Did take the boys out quite a bit this week. And, yeah, that was good. But, yeah, man, getting back on it and watching what I'm eating, watch my calories with my little MyFitness app. And, yeah. Been eating more fish. We had fish twice this week for dinner. So that's good and a lot better for your heart. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking good about that, so. Alright, I'm gonna play you a song from I'm gonna play you a song from Writhing Shadows, a song called Empire of Rot. So I'd like you to take a second and think back to particular hard time in your life, really rough time in your life, where maybe your life was threatened. You had an illness or a disease, or someone you loved's life was threatened, or someone lost their life, someone that you cared about, someone that you loved. Think back to that. Did you survive? You might have been changed by it, but you survived. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to hammer out this political stuff so much tonight, but I feel it needs to be addressed. We're resilient. We're a resilient people. And yeah, it might fucking suck right now. And it might be frustrating. And it might be irritating. Hell, you might even be angry. Take comfort in those that give a fuck about you. And you will survive. You will rise above. You are going to be okay. I wanted to read something I read this week that I really liked about the whole political situation. Alright, here it goes. I do not like Joe Biden. I do not like Kamala Harris. But as of January 20th, is Biden my president? Yes. Why? Because I'm an American. I refuse to act like a child, like these crying liberals who claim Trump wasn't their president for the past 4 years. Do I think Biden will be a good president? No. But do I wish for his failure? No. Why? Because I'm an American and I don't want to see America fail. Do I wish death upon Biden just because I don't like him? No. Again, I'm not heartless liberal who prayed for Trump's death for the last 4 years just because they didn't like him. Do I think the left is using Biden as a pawn? Without a doubt. I guarantee he won't be president long. Pelosi will claim he is unfit due to mental instability, dementia, invoke the 25th Amendment, which will make Harris president, which was their goal all along, to have a female president. It's the only plausible reason why Harris would agree to be his running mate, when she claimed he was a racist and a rapist. Do I think the election was fair? No. Well, yeah, no shit. No election's fair. They're all rigged. And I don't think I will ever vote again. Proof of fraud and lots of it. Valid votes not counted. Invalid votes counted. It's all a disgrace. There is no integrity in our elections anymore. Do I trust our government? Not a chance. I fear for the next 4 years. I fear for our economy. I fear for small businesses. I fear for our health care. And so much more. Fear for what's to come after these next 4 years. I fear for what this country is turning into. But I hope I am wrong. Because I am an American. I don't want to see America fail. That's the end of it. I like that. I like that because I was thinking of myself when I was being less compassionate towards fellow conservatives. I was thinking if everything you're saying right now, after Biden has been inaugurated, and you switch the name Biden with Trump, you're saying the exact same things that extreme leftists said 4 years ago about Trump. But that's not a very... That doesn't do you any good for me to say that type of thing. I agree with it. I believe it, but that doesn't do you any good. So let me just say this. It's a shitty time. Okay? It is. It's a hard time. You're going through it. If you're going through it, feeling doubts and angry and all that stuff, I get it and I am with you. It's frustrating. It is, and I am with you. But like I was saying earlier, you're gonna survive. You're gonna be okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting up, lifting weights, going to work, loving those who love you. Take care of those who take care of you. Reach out to those that reach out to you. And don't worry about the rest of it. Because it's all a big game. It's all a big game to these multimillionaires. They were all rich before they even wanted power and office. A war hero lost to a community organizer years ago. But, yeah, that happened. Is that fair? No. But neither is life. So neither should you be. Go forth and conquer. Grab life by the pussy. Most of all, don't get down about it. I mean, I understand feeling your emotions, and all your emotions are valid and stuff. And like I said, I'm with you, man. I don't want to see you guys get down about it. Don't let it frustrate you to the point where you feel hopeless. Because as long as you could give your friends a hug, go fishing, and have a barbecue in the summertime, everything's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And the transition of power happens every couple of years, So, that's the end of what I'm going to say. Is that I'm with you guys. Don't get too down about it. Take comfort in those you love. Take comfort in the things you love. Don't worry too much about the rest of it. Don't get wrapped up or jaded by politics. Because you gotta remember that politics is ran by politicians. None of them have our best interests at heart. The people that love you have your best interests at heart. And that's who you need to take faith in and loyalty towards. And not some millionaire stranger who you've never met. Whether he's on the left or the right. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's it. End story. Here, I will play a song by Heresiarcas. Maldito y mil veces maldito. I don't know what that means. I did know what it means, and now I know what it means now. But here you go. It's good shit.